folks, it's the top of the hour. Normally, we'd be going to Elliott Bower
Sinclair University,
right now.
Rogers
But
Hall,
today's events,
March 2027.
We're going to just stay with you and continue to bring you coverage on this absolutely shocking development. We're going to be talking to some of the early eyewitnesses that were on the scene.
Julian, I was wondering if you'll have a chance to look at these sometime today.
I think we may.
We'll be talking to an expert in physics and to our
Might be missing
correspondent at
something
GW
in
for
the
all
articulation of the
things
phrases here. I
We
know
will
a
be
fragment of
bringing
the
you
tablet
latest
from the
facts
Sandoval
as
was
they
missing,
become
but if we
available
cross-referenced it with
Blackwell,
For anyone who is just
shut
joining us,
the hell
we have
up.
remarkable news.
What's
a
going...
second person with magical abilities has emerged.
What?
An open mic night at Manhattan's famous South River Tavern took a sudden turn when what appeared to be a regular stage magician revealed that she could perform real acts of magic. WNS is still gathering eyewitness accounts, but early reports claim the woman was capable of reading minds and projecting her thoughts into other
They
people's
must
heads.
have another Harbinger article too. It's the only way.
The magician performed under a stage name, the Silver Witch, and disappeared from the venue shortly after their performance concluded. But WNS has identified them as a PhD candidate at Columbia by the name of Amelia Sterling. Despite our best efforts, so far we have not been able to contact Miss Sterling for comment just yet. But we do know that before she was a student at Columbia, she studied at Sinclair University and was a classmate of Adam Blackwell's, who, before today, was thought to be the only human capable of performing magic. We will bring you more of this story as it develops. For the World News Service, this is Jeanine Alfaro.
Amy Sterling. Well then, that's interesting. Adam, where are you going?
Come on. We've got work to do.
Adam, this isn't something that
I said we have work to do. Let's go. Audacious Machine Creative presents The Harbingers, created by Gabriel Urbina. Episode 5, Expert in a Dying Field.
March 25th, 2027. The day we went from having one person who could selectively bend the laws of physics to having two of you. After the Silver Witch's debut,
Must we? It's just... Look, if Amy wants to have her little cutesy nickname for the rest of the world, fine. Whatever, I'll roll my eyes and deal with it, but while we're discussing whether the U.S. government is about to figure out new exciting ways to shellac me, could we just use her proper name?
Fine. After Amelia Dorothy Sterling's debut, everything changed. Think that one's to me?
Yeah, I think it is.
What's the score so far today?
That's 4 for you, 2 for me.
Well, chin up, Dr. Blackwell. It's not over till it's over. Interesting choice of words. Shellac. I've always wondered, why do we use that word to mean trounce or defeat?
It's a pun that took on a life of its own.
What?
Shellac is a kind of resin, I guess. Comes from a bug. Around the end of the Middle Ages, they started using it to treat wood. So if you've been shellacked, then...
Ah, you've been finished.
Mm-hmm.
I've been meaning to ask, Dr. Blackwell, why are you going along with all of this?
This?
The hearings, the subpoenas, the DOJ. Unlike most people who draw the attention of the U.S. government, you can literally snap your fingers and make it all go away. Why are you going along with it at all?
I mean, it is tempting to go the full Andrew Jackson. The government has made its decision. Now let's see them enforce it. You want to put a man in jail who has the power to teleport himself, the guards, the jail, and anything else anywhere else? Best of luck with that, gents.
But,
no. That doesn't go anywhere good. For starters, when the U.S. government finds itself struggling to get someone behind bars, it tends to solve that problem by just shooting them. And as we've learned the hard way, these rings do not make us bulletproof. And what happens to magic when the most powerful man in the world becomes the most wanted man in the FBI database? What happens to Amy when the United States decides magic is a criminal offense? What happens to the others, to my work, to everything I've done for... No. No man is above the law, only God's. And as we've already covered, I am definitely not a god. If I did something bad, I deserve to face consequences. It's as simple as that.
Excellent. That is the correct answer, Dr. Blackwell. Please, give yourself another point. You all right?
Fine. Yeah, just any chance I could get a coffee?
Erica, could we get 2 Americanos in room C and use the water from the tea kettle, please? Let's get back to the topic at hand. For a little over a year, you were the only person capable of doing magic. Then, one day, you look up, and there she is. Your academic rival / ex-girlfriend, reading minds left and right. What went through your mind that first day?
Honestly, I didn't give it much thought. Sinclair University, March 2027. Eric's, good. Come in. Take a seat. All right, ladies, gentlemen, now that we are all here, we need to go faster.
Adam?
We need to go faster, Julian. It's as simple as that. If we can't figure out more of the words, we don't have the syntax. If we don't have the syntax, we can't put the ideas together. If we can't put the ideas together, we cannot expand upon what the magic is capable of, yeah?
Well...
By my count, we've managed to piece together the meaning and use of about 134 words in the language of the stars. By this time next year, we need to have tripled that number. Peterson, I want you to go over everything from the McMurray tablets. Break them down, cross-reference with anything you can think of. Nichols, go over everything that they've dug up at the Reichel. If it's got carvings on it, I want at least an approximation of what's in there. Eric's, Shibasaki, examine everything that we're getting from the Sandoval. Look at other sources in the area. Any recovered artifacts, local ruins, Look, if it's older than Christ and has writing on it, I want you to give it its day in court. Work quickly. Work carefully. Work outside the box, okay? Everything's a bad idea until it works, so find me something we've missed. Go! Hey, Julian, in terms of compiling all the research, what I'm thinking
You
is...
should call her.
Who's her? What do you... No! Absolutely not. I'm not gonna... No. What would I even call her for?
I don't know. To congratulate her?
No. Just... No! Look. If the universe wants to be fucking hysterical and give Amy Sterling, of all people, magical powers, that's good for the universe. But as far as I can tell, what Amy's doing with those powers amounts to new and improved card tricks. If she wants to hop on stage, power to her, but I'm gonna stay focused on what really matters. Getting information so we know what we're dealing with. Julian, where are you going?
I'm gonna go call Amy, Adam, to congratulate her.
No, didn't you hear what I just said?
Given that she was doing something that resulted in her finding a Harbinger item, an item which we had no idea even existed, by the way, it certainly seems like she knows something. And she's probably more likely to share that information with, people she likes. So, I think I'm going to take 5 minutes to do the polite thing and call to congratulate her. After all, what really matters is getting information so we know what we're dealing with.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Call me a bit obtuse, but...
You're a bit obtuse. Well, you asked for it. Miss Pfeiffer, back me up.
You did slightly ask for it, ma'am. Sorry to say. Here's your coffee, Miss Skinner.
Thank you, Erica. Much appreciated. Dr. Blackwell, You were teleporting things in your first class session. Clearly, you knew enough of the language of the stars to do magic. Why this sudden obsession with translation?
There's a difference between knowing a language and knowing a language.
And what is the difference? Enlighten me.
Miss Pfeiffer, can I borrow your brain for a moment? Just for a quick demonstration.
Well, I...
Here, sit. It's okay, don't worry. It'll just take a second. Let's say that you have the ability to just say something and make it happen. Anything you say, yep, in English, it happens. The universe obeys your instructions. Now, let's say you want to make this cup of coffee go from here, next to you, to all the way across the table to where Miss Skinner is. What would you say?
Please move this cup to the other side of the table?
You think that would work, but the universe is tricky. It knows some things, but it doesn't know other ones. Cup, table, those terms are too advanced. We made those things. The universe doesn't know what you're talking about.
Dr. Blackwell.
You're not thinking about a couple of things that might affect things. Did you want the coffee to go with the cup or not? What about the saucer? Try again.
Okay. Please move the object shaped like a cone that's in front of me, as well as any liquid it is currently holding, so that it is next to Ms. Skinner.
Better. Much better. But still not right. What's next to? 3 feet in the air behind Miss Skinner is perfectly compliant with next to, but all that's going to get us is coffee all over the carpet. You need to be exact. If you give the universe space to fuck you over, it will fuck you over. Try again.
I think you've illustrated the point that you're trying to make.
No, hang on. I can get this. Okay, how about...
Wait, 1 second. I almost forgot. Let me come up to your bookshelf here for a moment and, The only English you know are the words on this page.
This is a page on tort reform.
Yeah, sure looks like it. Oh, what? You mean it might be a little difficult to get the universe to follow your instructions if the words found on a random page of text that you happen to have a translation for through sheer dumb historical luck is all you had to work with? Might it be a bit nice to have a bit more vocabulary at your disposal as you try to do the impossible?
I think we're all set here, Erica.
Of course, Ms. Skinner. Let me know if you need anything else.
Please don't terrorize my staff, Dr. Blackwell.
I didn't. That was just. Sorry. I'll apologize to her later. I'm just a little on edge. There's this thing called the Childers column. They found it in the 1700s. It's the same text carved into 3 of the faces of the column, but in different languages. One's in the language of the stars, and for about 200 years, that's all we had of the magic words. That was it. And one of the words carved into that rock is, well, coin. It was one of the few things I could actually teleport with precision. And I don't know about you, Miss Skinner, but when I got magic powers, I thought it would be good to be able to do more with it than just coin tricks.
You're about to give me a point.
Why?
Because I'm about to be very clever. I think you'd like me to think that the very first thing you teleported was that coin in front of your students. But unfortunately for you, I pay attention. And I remember that you would have died in the Harbinger tomb in the Robinson site if not for the fact that you were able to teleport a big pile of rock and ice and debris out of the tomb. Which begs the million-dollar question. Were those words carved on the Childers column? No, I didn't think so. If I had to guess, I'd guess you didn't know what those words were. Not until that moment. I think when you put that ring on, you suddenly just knew the words. The exact ones you needed in that moment. And you didn't know where they had come from. And so, you tried to find out. Because you don't like having something just show up and not knowing where it came from, do you? How am I doing?
Five to 3. The Harbingers will be back after these messages. And now, back to the Harbingers.
All right. You gave your marching orders to your merry men and women. What happened after that?
Well, a year happened. A very, very long year. April 2027. Good morning, everyone. Let's get started. By day, I taught the beginner's class. Introduction to Harbinger linguistics. Reasons why we believe them to be contemporary languages. By night, I did everything I could to feel like less of a beginner myself. We'll break it down. Everything we've got, by the phoneme, by the syntax, by the morphology. We're going to rebuild this language from first principles if we have to.
Adam, we've got a few tablets, a smattering of wall carvings, and a column. The last of which being the only one with anything that we can call complete sentences. How are you thinking we're going to reconstruct anything?
There's always trial and error.
What do you mean?
I try saying something and we see if the universe listens to me.
Tell me that's not actually what you were doing.
No, of course not. Eria caldro sirin della.
No event.
I mean, it wasn't the only thing we tried. We reviewed material, cross-referenced new findings, spoke to every linguist on the planet. But when we were completely out of other things to try...
Wooden block teleportation attempt number 54. Go.
Eria caldro sirin dello.
No event. Attempt number 55. Go.
And you just did that?
We just did that. For months. May 2027. Good morning, everyone. Why don't we get started?
Attempt number 204.
Now, if you look at the next slide...
No event.
Eria caldro eirondello.
No event.
Where were you even doing these experiments?
Well, we needed somewhere outside and open, with lots of space in case something suddenly worked. So, we'd go out after midnight to the football field.
Attempt number 649.
Eria caldra eirondella.
No event.
Eria keldra sirindello.
No event. Attempt number 902. Attempt number 1209. 2129.
July 2027.
3052. New from the sites in Argentina.
Thank you. Let's compare them to the stuff from the Robinson, see if there's any overlap. Aria caldra deirondello. Aria caldro sirin velo. Aria caldra sirin velo?
No event, no event, no event. September
2027. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fall semester. Let's get started.
Attempt number 6,380.
I have to stress, once again, this class won't actually teach you how to do magic.
And did you really think you were going to get somewhere?
I did. I think at a certain point I had to believe we'd get somewhere. But I also thought I was losing my mind. Until...
All right. Let's see. This is wooden block teleportation. Attempt number 9,582. Go.
Aria caldro sirin area.
Event recorded.
What the fuck did I just say? It's like a crossword puzzle. Every square you fill in makes it easier to fill in the other squares. October 2027.
This is Glass Jar teleportation attempt number 785. Go.
Aria Fildro Voren Seren Area.
Event recorded.
Good. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. November 2027.
Copper wire teleportation attempt number 412. Go.
Aria Noldro Koren Seren Area.
Event recorded.
Woo! Fuck yeah.
Just got this from Peterson, the latest from the sites in Ireland.
This is all they're giving us?
That is all they're giving us.
Nothing on the lower chambers.
Nothing, no.
Motherfucker. Have them keep trying, okay?
Adam.
Have him keep trying, please. December 2027. You'll find the details for the final assignment on the back of your sheet.
Cotton fabric teleportation attempt number 197.
January 2028.
Happy New Year. Here's the latest from Argentina.
Thanks. Have they released anything new from the Petrie site up in Leitrim?
Adam.
Anything new from Ireland?
These things take time.
How much time?
Water teleportation attempt number 82.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Introduction to Harbinger Linguistics, February 2028.
Plaster teleportation attempt 37. Paper teleportation attempt 17. New material from the Reichel.
Let's get started. March 2028.
Gold teleportation attempt number 1. Go.
Aria Urol Koran Sirin Area.
Got it in 1. Fucking A!
You know, Julian? I think I'm starting to get the hang of this.
So you were actually starting to solve the crossword puzzle.
A year after Amy announced herself, I'd figured out how to teleport 47 different kinds of matter, and we'd quadrupled what we knew of the language of the stars. Never give up, never surrender.
So I take it the days of you just going, make this go over there, were long past you?
Well, up to a point. There were still 2 issues. Precision is tough, especially if I wanted to send something to somewhere I couldn't see. Send a thing to the other side of the room, the universe sort of knows what that means, but please deliver this package to 42 Wilson Avenue? Not so much.
But in Antarctica.
Oh, the universe can do away. If you just want something to go away, that's not a problem. And if you're somewhere big and empty, like Antarctica, you're probably going to be okay. But if you're somewhere populated, like, say, Chicago, your odds of teleporting something big and heavy on top of someone's head go up quite quickly.
Hence your empty football field for testing. Clever. What was the other issue?
Organics. Organics are tricky. In the eyes of the universe, a rock is a single solid thing. A living thing? Not so much. Sort of toes this line between one single thing and lots of squishy things all in squishy conversation with one another.
So your magic didn't work with living matter?
I didn't say that exactly.
Watermelon teleportation attempt 32. Let's call that mixed results.
It's called randomization. Everything goes where you send it, more or less, but the universe doesn't know how to keep it all in the same shape. So it arrives a little shuffled. And when that happens, things have a way of reacting, which releases potential energy stored in the cells, which can cause things to
explode.
Yeah, basically.
So, you were capable of teleporting things, but only certain kinds of things, and only so long as it wasn't very far. I must say, Dr. Blackwell, this is hardly the all-powerful magician the early news reports made you out to be.
And people don't understand why I spent a few years locked up in a library. Amy had it easy. Her magic just needs to make the connection. After that, it's all intuitive.
Same with the dudes.
Yeah. Same with him, too.
When you met Amy backstage at her show in New York in 2027, You tried to teleport a lock of her hair. Did you know the Harbinger words for lock of hair?
No, I didn't. But I knew enough to be able to say, make this thing in my hand go away. If it's small enough for me to hold, the process is a lot easier.
And the whole randomization aspect of the equation?
Well, I hadn't made that particular discovery just yet. But still, there's a reason I had her cut off the hair before I tried it.
You had her cut off the hair?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was pretty sure it wouldn't work, but I'd never just try something like that on something that was still a part of someone. I'm not crazy. What? Something wrong?
Don't worry about it. So, the plan was what? Keep studying? Keep trying to crack the language of the stars?
Yeah. That was the plan. Of course, along the way, there were a few complications. Good morning, folks. Let's get started. Okay, where is everyone?
Have you heard the one about the man who wanted to understand the inner workings of the universe?
Excuse me?
The man who wanted to understand how the universe works. Well, it goes a little something like this. So there's this man, and he wants to understand the science that holds the universe together. And he doesn't want to mess around, so he goes straight to the source, picks up an original copy of Einstein's book on relativity. He reads the whole thing, cover to cover, doesn't understand a single word. But he goes, okay, maybe I need to start smaller. So he reads other books, takes lessons on math, physics, talks to experts, gets what he thinks is a pretty good foundation. He goes back to the Einstein, still can't make heads or tails of any of it. So he goes back, does more research, takes more classes, spends more sleepless nights, tries the Einstein a third time, nothing. Finally, our man is at the end of his rope, so he does the unthinkable. He asks his wife if she can make any sense of this stuff. Greta leafs through the book, shrugs, and says she can understand it perfectly well. The man is apoplectic. How could this be? He says. You don't know anything about math, about physics, about any of this. And Greta replies, yes, but John, unlike you, I speak German. Adam Blackwell. It's good to meet you.
It's nice to... Sorry, this is very... Are you...
I'm afraid so. At least I was last time I checked the paperwork.
Okay. And I assume you had something to do with the sudden absence of all my students?
Yes, I'm sorry about that. I needed to speak with you when I'm on a bit of a tight schedule. They'll be compensated for the inconvenience.
I'm sure they will. So, what do we need to talk about that is worth you going through all the trouble?
I find myself in need of someone with your particular talents.
You need an expert in dead languages?
I need an expert in the sorts of dead languages that can change the world.
Look, it's very flattering and surreal, but I'll tell you the same thing I told the army scientists and the nice men in the black suits from the government and Boeing and the 2 other dozen companies that knocked on my door. I am just an academic. The only thing I'm interested in doing with my powers...
What do you know about Athena? Athena Energy, my company. What have you heard?
It's alternative energy, clean energy. Experiments with fusion out in the Arizona desert, something like that?
Something like that. I'm trying to take the big oil companies on at their game. I believe America should be the world's top energy provider, not just its top energy consumer. And I think within 10 years we can get there.
Well, that's great.
But that's just the start. We're working on other things. Carbon capture, plastic-eating enzymes. I'm trying to turn the clock back on global warming.
So you're here to tell me all about your plans to save the world?
I think that's a prosaic way of looking at things. But too many things are on fire right now. Anyone that has any sense should be looking for a fire extinguisher.
And you think I'm a fire extinguisher?
I think what you can do might be. Tell me, Dr. Blackwell, have you ever read Einstein?
Never quite found the time, I'll be honest with you.
Well, I did. Him, Newton, Hawking, Maxwell, Feynman, and 100 other physicists whose theories are being thrown out as we speak. You know why? Because of you. And Miss Sterling. In a world where you exist, conservation of energy doesn't seem like the hard and fast rule it's been for a long time.
But you think something else.
Adam, I'm just a passably well-read businessman. It doesn't matter what I think. But the blisteringly smart people I have working for me, they think something else is going on. They think that when you move something from one place to another, you aren't just creating energy out of nowhere. You're getting it from somewhere. What you have, Adam, is a door.
A door? That goes where?
Wouldn't you like to find out?
Look, thanks for coming by and talking to me, but whatever you're trying to do, I think you're talking to the wrong person. This sounds more like Miss Sterling's thing. She'll help you put out some fires in her own special way.
Well, you're more my style, Adam. I like a man who looks before he leaps. I like a man who teaches himself German before trying to rewrite our understanding of the universe.
I have a class to chase down. But it was nice to meet you.
Well, if you change your mind, my number's on this card. Call me anytime.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I almost forgot. Materials from the sites in rural Ireland up in Leitrim. My linguistics team already took a first stab at the translation. They think it should add a few dozen terms to your vocabulary.
How did you... We've been trying to get them to release these to us for 7 months, and what you
My
just...
company owns a company that supports a foundation that... The details don't matter, but public bureaucracy has a way of moving very slowly. Sometimes you need a little capitalism to speed things up a bit. Think of it as a present from your friends in the private sector. Dr. Blackwell?
How would it work? I just go to your facilities in the desert and we'd see if we can find this door of yours?
Not quite. Our main facilities are in the Arizona desert, but we just opened a new lab, state of the art. We'd be running these experiments in Boston.
And that's how it happened?
Yeah. That's how it happened. That's how I met Jerome Eckerberg, the third richest man in the world.
This has been The Harbingers, created by Gabriel Urbina. Come back on November 27th for Episode 6, Act of the Apostle. Today's episode was written by Gabriel Urbina. It was directed and sound designed by Jeffrey Nils Gardner. It featured the voices of Andrés Enriquez as Adam Blackwell, Emmy Bean as Claudia Skinner, Joshua K. Harris as Julian McCandless, Dan Granata as Jerome Eckerberg, Kristen DiMercurio as Erica Pfeiffer, and Rachel Music as Jeanine Alfaro. Our original music was composed by Nicholas Podany. Today's episode also featured Ludwig van Beethoven's Seventh Symphony. Our original show art was created by Cassie J. Allen. The executive producer for the series is Eleanor Hyde. You can learn more about the show, see a timeline of the events of our story, and become a supporting member at audaciousmachinecreative.com. This is an Audacious Machine Creative production. Thank you for listening.
Today's history tidbit. On November 13th, 2015, Andrew Walker officially resigned as president of American News Media. A year later, he was elected to the U.S. Senate.
The Fable and Folly Network, where fiction producers flourish.